शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तं वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्. Good morning, Dr. Brahmara. Hari Om. I'm trying to get the chapter number 6. I couldn't come yesterday because I was visiting my niece for the puja, for Lakshmi puja. So let me see, I can load this.
Good morning, Dr. Mara. Jai Gurudev. So today, like we do
you want to
for
do
all
the
chapters,
first?
we could do a wind up of the the fifth chapter. Could read the whole home study, the word meanings of every shloka, and then go to chapter 6.
Okay, let me see if I have that. Is it on the Prayan?
It's called the Prasthanatrayam.
Yeah, Prasthanatrayam. Let me see if I have it. Okay. You can see the page that I think this.
Yes, can see the page.
Let me see if I can include this. That's the biggest it can get, I think. So I didn't chant the slokas, but you did the last time, so I'm just going to read this chapter 5, okay? Oh, one second. पञ्चमोऽध्यायः कर्मसन्न्यासयोगः अर्जुन उवाच सन्न्यासं कर्मणां कृष्ण पुनर्योगं च संचसि यच्छ
Do you want me to chant, Dr. Mara?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So you can then read after I finish chanting the whole thing, then you can read the
Whole thing, okay.
the word meanings, rather than one by one.
Okay.
Let me just chant 1 second.
Because then it will make sense, right? Like,
which one? How do you suggest?
No, like if you read the sloka and then that way we reading the text would be good, I think.
Simultaneously, you mean one after the other?
No, it's okay. You just go ahead and finish the sloka and then
yeah. Om Shri Krishna Paramatmane Namaha Atha Gita Panchamodhyayah Karma Sannyasa Yogaha Arjuna Uvacha Sannyasam Karmanam Krishna Punaryogam Cha Shamsasi Yachreya Etayorekam Tanme Bruhi Sunishchitam Shri Bhagavanuvacha Sannyasah Karma Yogascha निःश्रेयसकरावुभौ तयोस्तु कर्मसन्न्यासात् कर्मयोगो विशिष्यते ज्ञेयः स नित्यसन्न्यासी यो न द्वेष्टि न काङ्क्षति निर्द्वन्द्वो हि महाबाहो सुखं बन्धात् प्रमुच्यते साङ्ख्ययोगौ पृथक् बालाः प्रवदन्ति न पण्डिताः एकमप्यास्थितः सम्यक् उभयोर्विन्दते फलम् यत्साङ्ख्यै प्राप्यते स्थानं तद्योगैरपि गम्यते एकं साङ्ख्यं च योगं च यः पश्यति स पश्यति सन्न्यासस्तु महाबाहो दुःखमाप्तुमयो गतः योगयुक्तो मुनिर्ब्रह्मा न चिरेणाधिगच्छति योगयुक्तो विशुद्धात्मा विजितात्मा जितेन्द्रियः सर्वभूतात्मभूतात्मा कुर्वन्नपि न लिप्यते नैव किञ्चित् करोमीति युक्तो मन्येत तत्त्ववित् पश्यन् शृण्वन् स्पृशन् जिघ्रन् अश्नन् गच्छन् स्वपन् श्वसन् प्रलपन् विसृजन् गृह्णन् उन्मिषन् निमिषन्नपि इन्द्रियाणीन्द्रियार्थेषु वर्तन्त इति धारयन् ब्रह्मण्याधाय कर्माणि सङ्गं त्यक्त्वा करोति यः लिप्यते न स पापेन पद्मपत्रमिवाम्भसा कायेन मनसा बुद्ध्या केवलैरिन्द्रियैरपि योगिनः कर्म कुर्वन्ति सङ्गं त्यक्त्वात्मशुद्धये युक्तः कर्मफलं त्यक्त्वा शान्तिमाप्नोति नैष्टिकीम् अयुक्तः कामकारेण फले सक्तो निबध्यते सर्वकर्माणि मनसा सन्न्यस्यास्ते सुखं वशी नवद्वारे पुरे देहि नैव कुर्वन्न कारयन् न कर्तृत्वं न कर्माणि लोकस्य सृजति प्रभुः न कर्मफलसंयोगं स्वभावस्तु प्रवर्तते नादत्ते कस्यचित् पापं न चैव सुकृतं विभुः अज्ञानेनावृतं ज्ञानं तेन मुह्यन्ति जन्तवः ज्ञानेन तु तदज्ञानम् येषां नाशितमात्मनः तेषामादित्यवज्ञानं प्रकाशयति तत्परम् तद्बुद्धयस्तदात्मानः तन्निष्ठास्तत्परायणाः गच्छन्त्य पुनरावृत्तिं ज्ञाननिर्धूतकल्मषाः विद्या विनयसम्पन्ने ब्राह्मणे गविहस्तिने शुनि चैव श्वपाके च पण्डिताः समदर्शिनः इहैव तैर्जितः सर्गो येषां साम्ये स्थितं मनः निर्दोषं हि समं ब्रह्म तस्माद् ब्रह्मणि ते स्थिताः न प्रहृष्येत् प्रियं प्राप्य नो द्विजेत् प्राप्य चाप्रियं स्थिरबुद्धिरसम्मूढः ब्रह्मविद् ब्रह्मणि स्थितः बाह्यस्पर्शेष्वसक्तात्मा विन्दत्यात्मनि यत्सुखं स ब्रह्मयोगयुक्तात्मा सुखमक्षयमश्नुते एहि संस्पर्शजा भोगा दुःखयोनय एव ते आद्यन्तवन्तः कौन्तेय न तेषु रमते बुधः शक्नोति हैव यः सोढुं प्राक्शरीरविमोक्षणात् कामक्रोधोद्भवं वेगं स युक्तः स सुखी नरः योऽन्तः सुखोऽन्तरारामः तथान्तर्ज्योतिरेव यः स योगी ब्रह्मनिर्वाणं ब्रह्मभूतोऽधिगच्छति लभन्ते ब्रह्मनिर्वाणं ऋषयः क्षीणकल्मषाः
छिन्नद्वैधायतात्मानः सर्वभूतहिते रताः कामक्रोधवियुक्तानां यतीनां यतचेतसाम् अभितो ब्रह्मनिर्वाणं वर्तते विदितात्मनाम् स्पर्शान् कृत्वा बहिर्बाह्यान् चक्षुश्चैवान्तरे भ्रुवोः प्राणापानौ समौ कृत्वा नासाभ्यन्तरचारिणौ यतेन्द्रियमनोबुद्धिः मुनिर्मोक्षपरायणः विगतेच्छाभयक्रोधः यः सदा मुक्त एव सः भोक्तारं यज्ञतपसां सर्वलोकमहेश्वरं सुहृदं सर्वभूतानां ज्ञात्वा मां शान्तिमृच्छति ॐ तत्सदिति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे कर्मसन्न्यासयोगो नाम पञ्चमोऽध्यायः अथ षष्ठोऽध्यायः ध्यानयोगः श्रीभगवानुवाच अनाश्रितः कर्मफलं कार्यं कर्म करोति यः स सन्न्यासी च योगी च न निरग्निर्न चाक्रियः ॐ तत्सत्
Okay. I'll read the Tatparyam for the slokas that we read so far. Karma Sannyasa Yoga, Chapter 5. Arjuna said, O Krishna, you praise renunciation of actions and also Karma Yoga. Tell me definitely which one of these two is better. Sri Bhagavan said, both renunciation of action and performance of action as yoga lead to liberation. But of these two, the performance of action as yoga is better than renunciation of action. The person who neither hates anything nor longs for anything should be known as a renunciate. So I'll read this again. The person who neither hates anything nor longs for anything should be known as renunciate. O Arjuna, because one who is free from the opposites, likes and dislikes, is effortlessly released from bondage. Children, those who do not know but not the wise, argue that knowledge and karma yoga are different. The person who follows even one of the two properly gains the result of both. The end moksha that is gained by the sannyasis is also reached by the karma yogis. The one who sees knowledge and karma yoga as one, that person alone sees the truth. So the last line I'll read that. The one who sees knowledge and karma yoga as one, that person alone sees the truth. Renunciation of action, O Arjuna, is difficult to accomplish without karma yoga. Whereas one who is capable of reasoning, who is committed to a life of karma yoga, gains Brahman quickly. One whose mind is purified by being committed to a life of karma yoga, who has mastered the body and has the sense organs under control, and who knows oneself to be self in all beings, such a person is not affected even while doing actions. So the verse number 8 to 9. The one who is together, who knows the truth, thinks, I do not do anything at all. Even while seeing, hearing, touching, smelling, eating, walking, sleeping, breathing, talking, releasing, grasping, opening and closing the eyes. The person knowing full well that the organs are engaged in their objects. The one who performs actions, giving up attachment. Okay. The one who performs actions, giving up attachment, offering one's actions unto Brahman is not affected by sin. Just as the leaf of a lotus is not wetted by water. Giving up attachment, karma yogis perform action purely, without attachment, the body, mind, intellect, and also by the senses for the purification of the mind. Number 12. The one who is endowed with karma yoga, giving up the result of action, gains a composure born of commitment to a life of karma yoga. Whereas one who is not committed to a life of karma yoga, led by desire, is bound, being attached to the result of action. The indweller of the physical body, and the one who is self-controlled, having renounced all actions mentally by knowledge, remains happily in the nine-gated city, the body, neither performing action nor causing others to act. So neither performing action nor causing others to act. Atma creates neither doership nor action for any person, nor the connection with the results of action, but one's own nature leads to action. The Atma accepts neither the papa nor the punya of anyone. Knowledge is covered by ignorance, and because of that ignorance, people are deluded. Number 16. Whereas for those whose ignorance of the self is destroyed by knowledge, the knowledge reveals the self as that Brahman, like the sun reveals objects previously covered in darkness. So, I'll read this line again. Whereas for those whose ignorance of the self is destroyed by knowledge, the knowledge reveals the self as that Brahman, like the sun reveals objects previously covered in darkness. Those whose intellect is awake to that Brahman, for whom the self is that Brahman, who are committed only to that Brahman, for whom the ultimate end is that Brahman, which they have already accomplished, whose impurities have been destroyed by knowledge, they attain a state from which there is no return. Wise people are indeed those who see the same Brahman in a Brahmana who is endowed with the knowledge and humility, in a cow, in an elephant, in a dog, and even in a dog eater. Number 19. The cycle of birth and death, samsara, is won over by those whose mind is rooted in the same, that is Brahman, here itself in this life. Since Brahman, that is free from any defect, is always the same. The wise people abide in Brahman. The one who knows Brahman, who is established in Brahman, the one who knows Brahman, who is established in Brahman, whose knowledge is firm, and who is free from delusion, does not rejoice over gaining that which is desirable, and does not resent gaining that which is undesirable. The one whose mind is not attached to the external sense objects that contact the sense organs gains that happiness, fullness which is in oneself. One whose mind is endowed with the knowledge of Brahman gains that happiness that does not wax and wane. Because those enjoyments that are born of contact between the sense organs and desirable objects are the sources of pain alone, and have a beginning and an end. Okay, they are source of pain alone and have a beginning and an end. O son of Kunti, the wise person does not revel in them. The one who is able to master the force born of anger and desire here in this the one who is able to master the force born of anger and desire here in this world before release from the body is a karma yogi. So the master the force of the anger and desire is a karma yogi. That person indeed is a happy full person. Number 24. The one whose fulfillment is in oneself. Okay, the one whose fulfillment is in oneself, the one who revels in oneself, the one whose mind is awake to oneself, that wise person alone whose self is Brahman gains freedom which is Brahman. Sages whose impurities have been destroyed, whose doubts have been resolved, who have self mastery and who are happily engaged in the good of all beings, gain liberation. So there's these four things. Remember we talked about. Okay, I'll read this one more time. The 25 sages whose impurities have been destroyed, whose doubts have been resolved, who have self mastery, who are happily engaged in good of all beings, gain liberation. For sannyasis, those who are free from desire and anger, okay, who is free from desire and anger, whose mind is under control, and who know the self, there is liberation, but both here and in hereafter, in the hereafter. And 26 for sannyasis, those who are free from desire and anger, whose mind is under control, and who know the self, there is liberation both here and in hereafter, in the hereafter. Shutting out the external objects, sorry, keeping the eyes between the eyebrows, keeping the movement of exhalation and inhalation in the nostrils equal, rhythmic, and the contemplative person who has mastered one's organs of action, senses, mind, and intellect, for whom moksha is the ultimate end, who is free from desire, excuse me, fear and anger. That person is always liberated indeed. 29. Knowing me as the sustainer of rituals and disciplines, the Lord of all the worlds, friend of all, that person gains peace, liberation. Om Tat Sat Iti Shri Mad Srimad, sorry, Iti Srimad Bhagavad Gita Shu Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Sastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Karma Sannyasa Yogo Nama Panchamo Dhyayaha. So, I gotta. uh, Give me a couple of minutes, 1 second. Okay. So you see the 6th chapter now? Yes. Yeah. I think this is what you want to read, right, Dr. Brahma, after that? 6th chapter. Can you all see this introduction to 6th chapter? Shri Krishna Paramatmane Namaha Atha Sashtodhyayah Dhyana Yogo Nama Shri Bhagavan Vacha Anashritah Karma Palam Karyam Karma Karotyah Cha Samnyasi Cha Yogi Cha Naniragnir Cha Chakriyah. Okay. Anyway, this is the introduction. I'm not going to read all the slokas. I'll just go with the introduction now. Introduction to the 6th chapter. The topic of the next chapter, the 6th chapter, is meditation, dhyana. The dhyana means act of meditation. Okay. Introduction to the 6th chapter. The topic of the next chapter, the 6th chapter, is meditation, dhyana. Dhyana means the act of meditation. Thus, dhyana is a sadhana, a means for gaining moksha. Dhyana is a sadhana, a means for gaining moksha. We have seen that sadhana is twofold: Bahiranga sadhana, implying karma, and Antaranga sadhana, which is where dhyana comes in. Karma becomes a yoga because it helps you gain the preparedness of mind, antakarna shuddhi, that enables you to gain the knowledge that is moksha. Karma yoga is an external means, Bahiranga sadhana, where dhyana is purely internal, Antaranga sadhana. The meditation is an action born purely of the mind. In fact, every action is born in the mind, but it does not necessarily remain in the mind. Wait a second. The meditation is an action born purely of the mind. In fact, every action is born in the mind, but it does not necessarily remain in the mind. The act of speaking, for example, is born of mind, born of the mind. The words are all formed in the mind and are then expressed through the organ of speech. So here, the words are all formed in the mind and are then expressed through the organ of speech, which is what organ of speech is? The tongue, right? Although all forms of action emanate from the mind alone. So, although all forms of action emanate from the mind alone, they do not always stop there. They may manifest through the various means of expression. But in dhyana, the activity is born of mind and remains in the mind. Therefore, it is purely a mental action. Manasa vyapara, manasa vyapara. Sorry, vyapara, right? Okay. Manasa vyapara, an activity that is a sadhana, a means, a yoga. Any worry is also a mental activity. But can a person who worries constantly say, I am doing meditation? No, he cannot say that. Dhyana is a mental activity in which the subject matter is predetermined. It is an activity whose subject matter is Saguna Brahma. Saguna Brahma Vishaya Manasa Vyapara. This is one definition of meditation. Again, what is this definition of meditation is Sahuna Brahma Vishaya Manasa Vyapara. I'll read this paragraph one time. Any worry is also a mental activity, but can a person who worries constantly say, I am doing meditation? No, he cannot say that. Dhyana is a mental activity in which the subject matter is predetermined. It is an activity whose subject matter is Saguna Brahma. Saguna Brahma Vishaya Manasa Vyapara. This is one definition of meditation. What is Saguna Brahma? Saguna Brahma means limitless Brahman. Okay. Saguna Brahma means limitless Brahman. Satya Jnana Ananta Brahma. Very nice, right? Satya Jnana Ananta Brahma as Ishvara. So Satchit Ananda is this Satya Jnana Ananta Brahma as Ishvara, the cause of the world. Saguna Brahma is the object for the mental activity called meditation. So, for the what is the object for meditation? For the mental activity called meditation is Saguna Brahma. Now, suppose I think of Saguna Brahma for a half a minute every morning at 9 o'clock and then again at 12 o'clock for another half a minute. Is this dhyana? It is a mental activity, no doubt. I think of the Lord and then the thought goes away. But even though this thinking occurs in the mind and results there, it is not dhyana. Therefore, the mental activity, the manasa vyapara called dhyana, is defined still further as a mental activity where all the thoughts other than those concerning the Sorry, I have a cough, but somebody wants to take over. Therefore, the mental activity, the manasa vyapara called dhyana, is defined still further as a mental activity where all the thoughts other than those concerning the chosen object are removed. Vijat, vijatya, vijatiya.
Dr. Mara, sorry, I couldn't respond earlier. If you want me to continue, I will continue.
Okay, how long the time is now?
We have another 10-15 minutes.
Yeah. No, let me read. I mean, I don't know. I had this runny nose suddenly, like it just makes me off.
No, but
Vijat,
let me know if you want
yeah,
me to take on. I will take it on.
yeah.
Thank you.
Vijatiya pratyaya rahita. Okay, Vijatiya pratyaya rahita, and only those concerning the chosen object flow for a length of time. Sajatiya pratyaya pravaha.
Sajatiya pratyaya pravaha.
Yeah, pratyaya pravaha.
Hmm.
So one is called Vijatiya Pratyaya Rahita, is those concerning the chosen object is removed. Vijatiya Pratyaya Rahita. Whereas Sajatiya Pratyaya Pravaha is those concerning the chosen object flow for a length of time. Then there is dhyana. So just the thought that just come and go, that's not dhyana. But when it is the chosen object flow for a length of time, that is dhyana. The word jati means species. Here, vijati refers to external objects other than the one chosen for meditation. So, objects other than one chosen for meditation. So, the vijati is external objects. Pratyaya is the thought, vritti, and vijatiya pratyaya is a thought other than the one chosen. In other words, other than Sagana Brahma, I think. Yeah, other than Sagana Brahma. Ragita means without. When there are no thoughts other than Saguna Brahma, all of them having been removed, there is a flow, pravaha, of the chosen vritti, the chosen thought. There is sajatiya pratyaya pravaha. When the vijatiyas are removed and the sajatiyas are allowed to flow for a length of time, then the ongoing mental activity is called meditation, dhyana. Therefore, dhyana is definitely an action on the part of the mind, a mental activity, manasa karma, the object of meditation being saguna brahma. This is therefore a Saguna Brahma Vishaya Manasa Karma. So this is therefore what? Saguna Brahma Vishaya Manasa Karma. This definition of the act of doing dhyana is given in one compound that is given here. This one word defines it completely. Vijatiya vritti rahita, sajatiya vritti pravaha, Rupa Saguna Brahma Vishaya Manasa Vyaparaha. How nicely defined, huh? Vijatiya Vritti Rahita
I think
Sajatiya.
it is Manasa Karma.
Oh, Manasa Karma. That's what.
Manasa Karma.
But when.
Manasa Karma will give a different meaning.
Oh, what is Mana?
Manasa karma. Yeah.
Mana,
There's a hyphen above A, right?
that's what I was reading earlier, but then I was thinking mind is Manasa, like
Correct,
Manas.
correct. It is manasa only, but manasa karma. That is done by the mana, by the mind.
Hey, okay, got it. That, what is that called? I forgot.
The dirgha is for ma.
Right. No, what I'm trying to think about this tables, right? By with
The vibhaktis, no?
is yeah, the vibhakti. Okay, got it.
Yeah,
Vijatiya vritti rahita, sajatiya vritti pravaha, rupa saguna brahma vishaya, manasa vyaparaha. Mm.
vyaparaha.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm. This whole introduction is so nicely continuing from the previous chapter, right?
Correct.
How it's
No, which is why yesterday we decided, in fact, Bela had suggested we'll do Atma Bodh. But the train of thought is about the meditation. So this will complete the first Shatka.
yeah,
So we said
definitely.
we'll finish the sixth chapter and then go to Atma Bodh.
Yeah, definitely. I think since how it's been described in that, like they slowly add a point by point, right?
Mm, mm,
We talked about meditation as how you have to close your eyes and then concentrate between eyebrows and then
correct.
on to the mind. What was the next one is closing
You
the
focus on the in breath and the out breath, rhythmic,
watching the
So watching the breath,
breath.
the
But here
flow of breath.
they are talking about what is called dhyana and the definition so far. What is the object of meditation and all that. Wandering mind is part of meditation. Do you want to do the manana? Maybe shall I leave it? Maybe after this? I know there are few pages, I think. I'll read this one paragraph, then we'll do the meditation. The wandering, sorry, to the manana. The wandering mind is part of meditation. Another aspect of dhyana that you must know is that when the mind moves away from the object of meditation, it should be brought back to this object of meditation. So, again, another aspect of dhyana that you must know is that when the mind moves away from the object of meditation, it should be brought back to the object of meditation. This bringing it back is a part of the definition lakshana of dhyana. It is not going away from dhyana as you may think. Many times people say to me, Swamiji, when I meditate, my mind goes away. Going away is not a distraction to meditation, it is a part of meditation. In fact, thinking that it is a problem is the problem. When the mind goes, you simply bring it back. Bringing the mind back is a part of the definition of dhyana. The mind running away is definitely a characteristic of dhyana, and when it does, you bring it back. If the mind does not run away at all, it is called samadhi. So we are going to the next level here. So when the mind doesn't run away at all, what is called samadhi? It's called samadhi. So, so anyone want to do this? We only few of us, right? So far what we are reading is about dhyana. What is the definition of dhyana? And when you're doing dhyana, how um, this, what is the object of dhyana? Where it is happening in the first place, and then how many types of dhyana and where it is happening, and then what we meditate on and how we meditate on, right? The difference between meditation and contemplation. The difference between meditation and contemplation. When the Vijatiya vrittis come, we turn away from them, and return to the object of meditation, the Saguna Brahma, the Ishta Devata. This one definition of dhyana, this is the one definition of dhyana. The other is the mental activity involved when the object of meditation is Brahman with no attributes. Okay, so the other is the mental activity involved when the object of meditation is Brahman with no attributes, Nirguna Brahma Vishaya Manasa Vyapara, wherein Saguna Brahma is substituted by Nirguna Brahma. This mental activity is called Nididhyasana, contemplation. So now the difference between the dhyana and Nididhyasana. Both dhyana and nididhyasana are manasa vyaparas, mental activities. In the former, there is a saguna brahma, and in the later, there is a nirguna brahma, meaning swarupa dhyana, contemplating on the truth of Brahman. In this nididhyasana, you contemplate on certain words or statements such as I am the whole, aham purnaha, or my nature is nothing other than existence, consciousness, limitlessness. Aham satya jnana ananta swarupaha. This contemplation implies thought because you bring up a word and you see its meaning. Therefore, there is manasa vyapara, mental activity. But at the same time, it is different than the mental activity involved in Saguna Brahma. Rahita means without. When there are no thoughts other than Saguna Brahma, all of them have been removed. Having been removed, there is a flow, pravaha, of the chosen vritti, the chosen thought. There is a sajatiya pratyaya pravaha. When the Vijatiyas are removed and Sajatiyas are allowed to flow for a length of time, then the ongoing mental activity is called meditation, dhyana. Therefore, dhyana is definitely an action on the part of the mind, a mental activity. Manasa karma, the object of meditation being Saguna Brahma. This is therefore a Saguna Brahma Vishaya Manasa karma. This definition of the act of doing dhyana is given in one compound that is given here. I am reading the same thing. Oh, I went to the next page, I thought. Sorry. So, therefore, there is a manasa vyapara mental activity, but at the same time, it is different than the mental activity involved in. What happened to the page? To 64. Yeah, I'm not finding the page I want to see. 1 second. Hmm. Okay. Saguna Brahma to us composure, also referred to us as composure, therefore Naishalya. The nature of being Naishala, sorry. which is a result of Antaranga sadhana, is called dhyana meditation. Meditation is for antakarana naishalya, steadiness of the mind, and karma yoga is for antakarana shuddhi, purification of the mind by freeing oneself from one's raga dveshas. Both these sadhanas are for moksha. Leading up to the topic of dhyana, which Krishna introduced in the last three verses of the previous chapter, he again talks about Karma Yoga in the first two verses of this chapter. Karma Yoga was also discussed in the second, third, fourth, and fifth chapters and is mentioned throughout the Gita as a means for gaining moksha. Here, Krishna uses the external means, Karma Yoga, to introduce the internal means, Dhyana meditation. So, we are pretty much close to the time. So, at least we can do some Manana one for until what we read so far. Mm, 265. So, Dhyana is a act of meditation. So, it's a means for gaining moksha. It's a sadhana. There are two kinds of sadhana. One is Bahiranga sadhana and Antaranga sadhana. The Bahiranga sadhana is more of like karma yoga, and whereas the dhyana is Antaranga sadhana, which is for the mind's activity. So would you call worrying with your mind activities being worrying all the time is a meditation? No. So what is meditation then? It is you have to have an object that you meditate upon. So you have to have the subject matter is the Saguna Brahma. So when I say object, this basically subject matter. Like one is we try to meditate upon what we going to meditate upon. Is here Saguna Brahma. Saguna Brahma is the Satya Ananta Ananta Satya Jnana Ananta Brahma is Ishvara. So then when you're doing this, you may be thinking about this Saguna Brahma here and there, like a half minute or a few seconds like that. That's not considered. It's supposed to have a continuous flow of that thought in your mind for some time. That is called, what is that called? Sajatiya Pratyayat Pravaha. It should be continuous flow. So those an object flow for a length of time. But then you remove all the external object, which is Vijayatiya Pratyaya Rahita. But then the mind goes away. The mind can wander with the different thoughts. But then again, you bring back the mind to that chosen object, which is the Saguna Brahma. So then there is a difference. What's the difference between the meditation and contemplation? The meditation is about Saguna Brahma, contemplation is about the Nirguna Brahma. So that's pretty much what we read so far. So, and hopefully we'll finish the introduction tomorrow and go on to this, read this one more time, the introduction, and go for the slokas. So anyone want to share anything,
Yeah,
please?
thank you, Dr. Mara, for um,
Mm.
for today's session. The dhyana is what Shankara has given, Shankaracharya ji has given, is a
Mm.
little different from what we practice here. Here, what Gurudev says is, it is the art of doing nothing.
Mm.
So you don't even bring your mind to concentration focus, it is deconcentration. So, in fact, Gurudev's approach to meditation is very, very simple.
Mm.
It
Very
is it
simple,
is
very.
the art of doing nothing, and it
Mm.
actually works.
Mm.
It is not about focusing. I know there are different schools of thought regarding meditation. There's so many schools of thought. Some say you look at a flame and keep focusing on the flame. And
Mm,
then, like what we just read now, Sajatiya Vritti Pravaha. It's so
mm,
difficult. The mind is such a difficult thing. It
mm,
so easily slips away to the past or future. But what Gurudev says is keeping the mind in the present is meditation. And that happens by the art of letting go. And
mm,
in Sahaj Samadhi, that is why the mantra is given. And
mm,
using that, it's a very beautiful technique. If you've learned it already, you would know what it is. But if you've not learned, I would really urge you to learn. Whoever is not done yet,
mm,
the Sahaj meditation is such a simple but very very profound um, meditation, a meditative practice.
mm,
So basically, meditation is the antaranga sadhana, whichever means you adopt, doesn't matter because there are different schools of thought. But we'll stick to at least whoever has done the Sahaj could relate to this. The antaranga sadhana is to get the steadiness of the mind, antakarna naischalya, whereas bahiranga sadhana, that is karma yoga, is for antakarna shuddhi,
mm.
to clean up the mind on one side, to clean up the internal equipment, and second is to steady it.
In the
Yeah,
mind.
unless the steadiness is there, knowledge cannot dawn. That
Mm.
shakiness inside has to settle down. And that unsettling mind, when it settles down, unsettled mind, that is, for that, you require this meditation.
Like I think when we are reading with the Nana, it's like, how Indians, I mean, in Hindu religion, they have so many vigrahas, idols to worship compared to other religions where they don't have anything. It's a little bit hard to focus on. Uh, that's what I remember about it. But at least now you focus on something. Even with the Sagaj meditation, we have that mantra, right, to
Yeah.
focus on and then go on to it.
We-
Obviously, even Gurudev, I remember that one of those things, it just happens. Uh, but you we used to do that 6 minutes meditation. He takes you upon that, it just happens like that focusing. Initially, we need some guidance to focus on this meditation. That's what I gather here. And then once you have that kind of thought, and where we go into this, but Saguna Brahma is like basically you kind of imagine a Swarupa. Is that the Saguna, right? Nirguna is like where it's no form and Rupa. I mean Rupa name.
Saguna is that which has the attributes of Sat, Chit, and Ananda. So
Mm.
you meditate on these aspects, whereas Nirguna is without any
Uh,
attributes.
oh, Saguna. Oh, I see. Okay. When it said Sarupa, that I thought it was like a form. Mm.
It depends. Again, there are so many schools of meditation. Some say just focus on the form. Think of a form of your Ishta Devata. I don't
Mm.
know all the other different schools of meditation, but
No,
no
mostly
matter
what
what,
we have talked about are the water for the acharyas we are following. They either say that mantra like Shri Gurudev saying that one mantra, or this even Dayananda Saraswati, he says Om Namah Shivaya, or like Om chanting or something like that to initiate it, and then they go on to like how we thought about the Atma's attributes. Saguna Brahma attributes. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead, Dr. Ramra.
No, that's it. I didn't want to, I just wanted to say that there are different schools of meditation. We are not putting down any school of thought, but then we would follow what we've been taught.
Right.
So yeah, go deeper into that, and then that should be fine.
Mm-hmm. Very nicely put. And okay, so I'll go ahead and finish the
Yeah, we
same.
can finish the Shanti part. Yes.
And tomorrow we can go from there. Did you post it for the 6th chapter, Dr. Brahma? I stored it in my computer, so
This is the second round by doing, no? Second or third
yeah,
round, maybe.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not sure.
I have it, but
So it's already there, posted. If you can just refresh your
yeah,
search the mails, you will be able to get it. Chapter 6.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
If
great.
not, if no anybody else needs it, can be reposted again.
Okay, got it. ॐ लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ तत्सत् श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम Thank you. So biology is not here today, so I don't think we're going to have any song.
Yeah.
Maybe tomorrow, do you want to do the meditation?
Yeah. Actually, I'll play the meditation today. Let's do the meditation.
Okay,
The
great.
acceptance meditation.
Okay. You going to share the tape?
Hi, Sarah Reynolds, Senior Analyst Interview, 10 o'clock. Oh, you brought a baby? My
meditation is accepting this moment, living every moment totally with depth. Let us keep our spine erect and body relaxed and eyes closed. Relax your shoulders. Keep a big smile on your face. You're sitting like the statue of Buddha, very serene and with a serene smile on your face. Relax your body. Let's take a deep breath in and breathe out. Become aware of your chest region, throat and chest region. If you notice some tension in the body, just let it be. Accept those parts of the body where you feel a tension. The other parts are in comfort. Other parts are at peace. Become aware of that also. There are many good things about you and inside of you. Acknowledge them. They will never leave you. And the negative aspect you may see in you is never going to stay with you forever. They are all guests for some time. Let them be. Sit with the total acceptance of yourself the way you are at this very moment. Total acceptance of what is now here. Lead us to deeper meditation. Let go of all the effort. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let go of all your effort and be in this emptiness. And slowly and gradually become aware of body and surroundings. And you may gently open your eyes.
Thank you, Dr. Ramra.